Ooh-wee, it's draft time, babies. Welcome back to the Draft Alps for another draft snack. A quick draft to hold you over until the next full draft serving.
I'm Dylan.
And I'm Benjamin.
Today, we are drafting the most underrated Disney or Pixar villains.
Yeah, but first we've got to roll for the glory of choice.
All right, let's do it. Come on, Betsy. I'm not even saying the name right anymore.
23. Goated number.
The gods have bestowed favor upon me, clearly.
Wow. Can I beat 23?
27? You motherfucker. Oh, my God. Are you going first?
Ooh, in an underrated Disney villain draft, do I go first? Should I go first or should I go second? Dang, I don't know. It's underrated, so we're thinking about ones that are slept on.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get a whole lot of love.
And this can come from all of Disney.
All Disney,
everything
all Pixar.
Disney owns.
And if I'm number one, I'm basically picking the most underrated Disney villain of all time.
I guess, yeah, you could think about it like that, I guess.
You're arguing like the one that never comes up.
Or are you
any
thinking
capacity.
It's going to be the coolest of the underrated? Like the coolest on the list.
Ooh.
Is it is it the uncoolest or the coolest you're drafting first?
You know, maybe we should think about it as like the coolest underrated ones.
I think so. The most notable underrated. Would we call that an amorphism? Wait, is that the right word? That's not right. An anacracy.
An inaccuracy?
Yeah, I don't know why I said amorphism. It's an anacracy, isn't it?
I don't know. Google that. Okay, well I'll decide to go first just so we can get the train rolling. And I don't really go first that often. That'll give me a first shot, if you will, in the duel later, right?
Yeah.
Okay. First pick, I'm going to take Otto from WALL-E.
Oh God.
The autopilot of the Axiom.
You son of a gun, he was on my list.
Such a fucking asshole.
Oh God.
Like, he's so slept on. You don't hear about him. He obviously doesn't have a lot of marketability, and I don't know that Disney would want to put him out, in the mind's eye of the public, being that we are so dependent on artificial intelligence already without even really being aware of it. If we're hyper focused on a big villain being an artificial intelligence, we're gonna, we might panic a little bit, even if it is fictitious.
Oh yeah, dude, Otto is scary. I mean, he basically tries to co-opt everything that the human pilot tries to do, right? And it's scary because the whole time the humans think they're in control. But really, Otto is actually the secret captain of the ship the entire time.
Yeah, he has no emotions, no feelings. It's all about the protocol. It's all about the job that he was designed to do.
Yep.
That part in the movie where Wally's kind of putting it together and he looks at – wait, no, it's not Wally. It's the captain. And he looks at all of the different pictures of the other captains. Uh-huh. And Otto's just becoming more and more prominent in – the pictures of each captain before he's just like right there on your shoulder, like, ooh, that's super creepy. He's got that one big red eye, if you will, in the beginning or right in the middle of him. Very much inspired by 2001 Space Odyssey.
And Hail 9000?
Yeah.
And, and everything's fine, right? I mean, until the human tries to kind of take back control. Then Otto's like, oh, fuck no. Oh, no. No. This violates the programming. But, bub.
This man does not treat Wally well either. He's a villain.
Yes, definitely.
Just callous.
Cold. cold-blooded. That's the scary part about machines taking over, man. Like all this talk about putting microchips in our brains and making AI, things like Amigo, our little companion. It's scary stuff.
They start hacking and controlling people.
Oh God, dude. It's not gonna be good.
Nah.
Let me go for my first pick. I'm gonna go for Saber from Tarzan.
Ooh, the natural predator.
Dude, it really is kind of the circle of life, right? Saber comes in
Is it Saber or Sabor?
Maybe it's Sabor. Yeah, I don't know. But comes in, narcs both of Tarzan's parents and presumably consumes them, right? Tarzan survives, I forget how. But what's interesting is later on, Tarzan kills Sabor, and that's partially how he gains respect, right? Isn't that how he gains Kerchak's respect?
Yeah.
Yeah, by killing Sabor. And it's wild. I always thought that scene was actually very wild because Sabor, I don't think Sabor can talk like the other gorillas can. Tarzan can't talk to him. They just start fighting, and Tarzan literally kills this thing, drapes him over his shoulder as a dead thing on a Disney film.
So baller.
Dude,
that fight is so sick.
It is.
Just chasing him through the trees and shit.
It's insane. For like a Disney movie, it's on the level of seeing Mufasa die in front of our eyes.
Yeah.
It's on that level. So I got to pick Sabor for my first pick.
That's a pretty good pick, brother. That's a pretty good pick. I won't lie. I don't know if it's as good as Otto, though. Otto is a different kind of terrifying.
I don't know, man. I mean, are you afraid of being consumed?
Round 2.
Dude, I'm more afraid of AI than I am.
You're not afraid of a
big
tiger?
cat.
Tiger coming to consume your ass?
Nah.
Really?
Nah.
Why not?
Really, because I just don't think it's a realistic fear.
I'm scared. Dude, the mountain lion.
Grew up in Eastern Washington. They're over there.
The mountain lion narked some people in Bend, though.
I'm not those people.
Oh my God!
I'm not out walking around where a mountain lion's gonna get me.
Okay. Well, these people were biking on a trail.
Out there looking vulnerable.
On a bike?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're pretty vulnerable on a bike.
I guess so. I didn't think you'd be vulnerable to a mountain lion. My next pick has to be Ernesto de la Cruz.
You think that he is an underrated bad guy?
Is he not underrated?
I don't know, dude. He's so new that it's hard to say whether he's underrated or not. He's pretty big, dude.
Okay, all right. I'm going to go with the Sheriff of Nottingham. So the Sheriff of Nottingham from Robin Hood, dude, this guy's awful. He's like the man coming to get you. It's a double whammy because he's law enforcement and he's there to tax you. And at one point in the film, he he reaches into the blind monk's collection cup and takes the money and takes the church money as well. This guy is slimy. You'd think that it would be King Richard, the feeble-minded, infantile king in Robin Hood, who would be the real villain. No. It's the Sheriff of Nottingham doing his bidding because he enjoys it, right? Just another Piggly Wiggly out there enjoying putting your average person down because they can't rub two brain cells together.
Damn. You're coming for him.
I am. So, I don't want to disparage the entire field of law enforcement. However, it's undeniable that the Sheriff of Nottingham hits a little bit different in today's day and age post George Floyd. So I'm going to have to pick Sheriff of Nottingham coming up second because he's a real piece of shit.
Steals from the poor to give to his prince and take a little in his pocket.
Oh, he gets a little side piece.
Oh, yeah, he's healthy.
Dude,
he's
big.
Boy.
He's substantial. All right.
And size is definitely used to demonstrate health.
Yeah.
In those times, he's pretty healthy.
He's not malnourished.
No, he gets a very high caloric diet.
Yeah. He's eating more than other people.
Definitely.
So, yeah. And he locks people up unjustly. Although, I mean, Robin Hood is a thief. Like, let's not, I don't want to glorify Robin Hood's actions either. But, yeah, he's a little bit, his heart's in the right place at least.
Yeah. Okay, so my second pick, after this, it's going to be hard to beat this team.
Whatever.
And I'm not saying that to like really gas myself up. It's just, you look at the actual character, it's like, the Sheriff of Nottingham, he's pretty shitty. Percival C. McLeach. Now that is a shitty human being. An exceptionally shitty human being.
Oh,
okay.
Damn.
Yes.
Okay.
The Poacher from Rescuers Down Under. The better Rescuers film, in my opinion.
It's amazing.
The sequel.
I had it on VHS.
I loved that movie as a kid. The animation was beautiful. The storytelling was great. I don't know why, but I had this fascination with Australia as a child.
Me too.
I always wanted to go there. I thought it seemed so cool, so unique.
Well, it's like English people in the desert, right? Something about that. It's exotic.
Yeah. Need to get down to Australia.
Those hats they wear.
And their accent. They got cargo shorts on all year.
Oh, mate.
Oh, mate.
Go get a beer at the pub.
Everything down there is insane. The bugs are insane. The reptiles are insane. The sharks are insane.
The kangaroos are insane.
And they're just walking around like it ain't no thing. It's like, yep. You go get a shrimp on a bobby.
And they even their language is insane too. I mean, they throw around cunt in their, regular vernacular. Or at least that's a stereotype. I'm sure that's not necessarily true.
So in Rescuers Down Under, the main character, his name's Cody, right? And I think his dad is a ranger, but his dad's always gone. So he's running around, like, not really getting into mischief, but being a little outback explorer. And he runs into McLeach. And McLeach is nothing but a shithead. Cody falls in one of his traps, and instead of McLeach just being like, get the fuck out of here, kid, he takes the kid hostage.
Like, what's he going to do with him?
Yeah. Well, we find out what he's going to do with him. First, he keeps him all chained up. Oh, no, the reason why he keeps him is because he's got the feather of the big-ass eagle that this poacher wants to poach. Another reason why this guy's a piece of shit. Because think about how much you emotionally connected to that big, beautiful bird.
Oh, my God.
And then there's like there's this symbolism behind you being an American and how the eagle is so glorified as a predatory like bird of our nation. So then you just see this epic bird getting like, this guy's trying to poach this epic bird.
Well, and
he's using this kid.
The eagle is being there's efforts to bring it back during that time when this movie was made as well.
Right. Conservation efforts. So he keeps the kid, manipulates the kid into showing him where the nest is, captures the kid again. Could have just let the kid go. He showed you where the eagle's nest was on accident. But then you take him again and you fucking try to feed him to crocodiles. Okay, this guy is a villain's villain. He's trying to he's locking kids in cages. He's throwing them in giant watering holes filled with saltwater crocodiles.
Which will eat you.
Yes. McLeach is a piece of shit. He is a super underrated villain. He sucks.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
He fucking sucks. That's all I got. Y'all, that's going to wrap it up for this first half. We both got 2 in the bank. We need to get to an ad real quick, and then we'll be back with some more draft snacks. Draft snacks. RateMyHero.com is about helping the public answer a single question. What do I need to know to maximize my chances of being saved by a particular hero or avoid the wrath of a nefarious villain? Every hero is different, and knowing what to expect can help you be better prepared in times of an emergency. Check out these real reviews from people who have used the site after coming into contact with their heroes. Prince Philip didn't clean up after his horse. Entitled 1 star.
Hercules offers great tree removal service. Quick, easy, and little harm done to our property. Also, not a bad guy to strike up a conversation with. 4 stars.
Buzz can be helpful if you're another toy. Didn't seem too interested in helping us bigs. 1 star.
Cruella de Vil's coats feel like they were made out of literal puppies. It can't be ethical. 5 stars.
I'm pretty sure Ernesto de la Cruz is hiding something, but I just can't put my finger on it. Either way, he is very self-absorbed. Always talking about his music or movies like, duh, dude, I've seen you places. We're both on the same dating site, hun. You're not that special. Totally mid and not a hero, even though he'll tell you he played one in a movie. 1 star.
The ants from A Bug's Life infested my kitchen cabinets and can't be killed by raid. 2 stars.
Ray blew up my husband's minivan when she tried to force pull him out of an accident. 5 stars, as he cheated on me with his secretary.
Donald Duck lost his temper when he and his nephews came over to install a new back deck on our property. They left the job half finished, but I gotta make duck stew. 5 stars.
Belle's mobile library had every book you could imagine, and she's friendly to boot. 4 stars.
Goofy took a shit on our living room floor. I guess he isn't house trained? 1 star.
RateMyHero.com is here to provide resources that aren't typically easy to find. Check out our research section for tips, articles, and our handy message board. Terms and conditions apply. We honor your First Amendment rights. Our service allows you to post, link, store, share, and otherwise make available certain information, text, or other material content. You are responsible for the content that you post on or through the service, including its legality, reliability, and appropriateness.
Round 3.
RateMyHero.com. You can also rate villains there. Tell us your experiences. It's a great website.
It's fantastic.
It's all about the message board, though.
It is. You know, the way you can interact with people. I mean, wow. It's almost like Match.com or Yelp.
Yeah, almost. Or like Rate My Professor or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. All right, third pick. You know, how do you follow up that amazing second round pick?
I was just telling Ben I was both proud and mad at him at the same time for thinking of Percival C. McLeach. Not going to lie, I'm thrown off my game now just a little bit. But it's all good. Old Dylan's going to come back.
I've got another great villain that is super underrated, and it's amazing how underrated he is considering the prominence of the other characters within like Disney's parks, and they create a lot of extra media around them. I'm talking about Toy Story villain, of course. And I'm not going to say Lotso is a slept-on character because we all know Lotso's shitty, and of all the Disney bad guys, or of all the Toy Story bad guys, he gets the most play. I'm going to lean into Stinky Pete because Stinky Pete really is a stinker. Stinky Pete's awful. He's a liar. He's manipulative. He's in it all for himself. I mean, dude, he almost succeeds. He's so close. He has Woody on the plane. The plane is taking off. If he had been on the plane himself, Woody would have been stuck there.
Oh, my God.
Luckily, Buzz and the crew were able to get him on the conveyor belt and put him in a little girl's backpack.
That's right.
But Pete, dude, he's a piece of shit. He'd be turning on the controller, getting Woody caught in the middle of the night when Woody's trying to make an escape. Every time Woody's about to get away, Pete's standing in his way, but without you knowing it's Pete. Not until the end.
Dude, Andy's got a pickaxe. I don't know what he's going to do with, like, as a last resort, what would he do with that pickaxe? I wouldn't doubt that in real life, Stinky Pete would not have any qualms with using it to end your life and, like, drop you down a gulch in the desert or something.
He really is, like, murderous. We see what he would do, because at one point he uses that pickaxe to rip Woody's arm where it was previously ripped. And he does it so effortlessly, like, whoosh.
Yeah.
He's like, they can stitch you back together. So I think he would hacksaw murder someone without even batting an eye. He doesn't care.
He's a sociopath.
He's just got to get him and his packaging to Tokyo.
Stinky Pete.
Stinky motherfucking Pete.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Man.
Killing this draft.
I'm going to have to go as a counter to Stinky Pete. Dude, I'm going to have to go with Lampwick from Pinocchio. Now, at first glance, you might think, Lampwick? Who's that? And why is he a villain? Well, he does the oh so subtle peer pressuring to corrupt Pinocchio and get everyone turned into a donkey. He gets Pinocchio drinking the booze, drinking the old hooch, smoking cigars, gambling, right? Saying words he shouldn't say. He corrupts Pinocchio and himself and the other lads and lassies, right? The other kiddos. And they all get turned into donkeys to be used in slave labor. Lampwick is a slept-on villain that definitely, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Ben, but I don't think Lampwick gets play at all, right? I mean, or at least not much.
He gets play on the Pinocchio ride. But that's because I think that there's an argument that could be made that Lampwick isn't a villain, he's a victim.
Yes, definitely.
He's a child. He has not been raised well. He's been encouraged and motivated by these adults who are manipulating him to get him to this place.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the real villain in Pinocchio at this stage of the movie would be the guy who's running the carnival, the guy who rounds them all up to sell them in the salt mines, the guy who Honest John ironically makes the deal with, and then that guy rounds them all up.
We don't even know. I don't even know if there's a name for that guy, though. Pinocchio characters. Pinocchio. Well, still, I'm going.
I mean, he's like he's yeah, I don't know. He's pretty evil, but I get where you're going with him. He's a bad influence on.
Also, I called him Lampwick, but I think his name is actually Candlewick. Is that true?
I see Lampwick.
Okay. I thought so. Let's see. We got the Rough House statue, Carnival Barkers 2 and 3. Carnival Barker 1. Yeah, I don't know. Stromboli?
No, Stromboli is the puppet guy.
Gonna have to rewatch Pinocchio. Mangia Fuoco? I don't know. Anyway, I'm still going with Lampwick as he is the one who does the corrupting. He is a victim, but also a lot of villains are kind of victims. If you want to look at it that way, except for Sabor, that's just a circle of life. But I mean, you know, the Sheriff of Nottingham, maybe he's a victim of the world he grew up in, right? Same with Percival C. McLeach. Percival C. McLeach, you know, he only graduated from the 3rd grade. So maybe they're all victims. Stinky Pete is a victim of ill-gotten success or lack of success, being a rare and not sought-after collector's item.
Yeah. Stinky Pete's definitely sour about always being in Woody's shadow.
Yeah.
Being on a dime store shelf and watching all the other toys around you get bought.
Okay.
Okay, you're done with Lampwick.
I'm done with Lampwick.
You got to wrap this up well with your 4th pick, dude.
I think so.
It's tough. It's an uphill climb.
I think I've got a value pick.
He thinks he's got a value pick.
I'm going with Demona from Gargoyles as an underrated Disney villain. First of all, the Gargoyles had a film, but I don't think it hit theaters, or, you know, if it did, it was definitely like a cult classic sort of situation. And then they had a TV show that had a brief run in the 90s. But, you know, I mean, I think it's pretty much just millennials who probably remember Gargoyles these days. Demona was Goliath. The Goliath is the main character, main gargoyle. Demona and Goliath were lovers. And Demona betrayed Goliath and all of her brethren to try to eliminate the humans. And that's her kind of like theme throughout the whole show is she cares about the gargoyles. She, in an effort to preserve gargoyle legacy and protect them, she tries to eliminate humans because humans have tried to eliminate gargoyles. She thinks the only way the gargoyles will thrive is by eliminating humans. The tragedy in her character is that Goliath and the other gargoyles will never respect her because they ally themselves with the humans and they view genocide as wrong. That's kind of the thing. Demona, whether she realizes it or not, is trying to commit genocide. And the other gargoyles obviously don't respect that. Demona is a hell of a villain, man. Also, she's a little kind of sexy with that big 80s style red hair, lots of hairspray, holding that up, I presume. Big thick tail, leathery wings, claws. She's pretty badass. Yeah. Do you ever watch the Gargoyles, Ben?
Yeah. What's her name?
Demona.
I remember watching it. I just don't remember it.
I've talked about I don't remember the podcast that we did, but it was for a draft more, I think. I talked about, I think the main villain's name is Vince, something like that. Vance. I don't know. They're allied together, him and Demona.
Mm-hmm.
They're sometimes allied together. Yeah, but I think she's the real underrated villain there. And she doesn't shy away from modern weaponry either. Like the first episode of Gargoyles, man, dude, she pulls out like a fucking laser rifle to narc some of her brethren out of the sky.
Damn.
Yeah. So, yep, I'm going with Demona. That's a value pick in the 4th round.
I'm about to hit you with a fucking value pick. Bro.
All right.
I'm about to hit you with the coldest villain of all time.
Who is this?
This is a villain that gets literally no play. No play. None. If you ask kids to identify, say a number of Disney villains, this one would not come up. Wouldn't come up. Because it's so underrated that it just falls out of sight.
Wow. I'm curious.
It's not flashy. This villain actually never makes an appearance on screen through the whole movie.
Oh. Just talked about?
It is just a driving force in the background. And it is recognized by the cast and characters and the world around it to be like the epitome of evil.
What is this?
I'm talking about Man. Man.
Oh.
In Bambi.
Oh my God.
Man is a force in Bambi. A force of destruction. Nothing good. You never see Man, but Man is bad. Man brings the doom, brings the harm, brings the trauma.
Yeah.
Poor little Bambi's mama. Blasted by Man.
Super blasted.
Super blasted. But I think this is a great pick. And I don't know that this... So, the American Film Institute, they did, after like the 100-year mark of film, right? To mark 100 years of film, they did a list of the 100 greatest villains and heroes. And in the top 20, there's only 2 animated villains or 2 animated films that are represented on the villain side. Mm-hmm. Top 20. The Evil Queen from Snow White, obviously. But then Man is on there for Bambi.
That's crazy.
Even though Man is never seen, but it's just because it is such a driving force in the narrative of the movie. And there isn't another evil in any Disney movie that drives the movie in the way that man does. But I think that's super. I think even though it's identified by American Film Institute, I think in terms of like with the public or with the casual viewer, man is slept on. Disney doesn't bring it up.
No.
Disney's not going to. And then you also have to look at yourself in the mirror when you bring up like, ooh, man's a bad villain. But we're man. We're bad motherfuckers.
Dude. Oh, that's an interesting pick. It's certainly interesting. I don't know. I mean, I'm going to save it for the duel, but it's yeah. It's certainly, I mean, yeah, it's undeniable, man. Man is terrifying.
Man is like lurking in the background. It's like Jaws.
Man. Except Jaws lurking in the background is a fish, right?
I mean, Jaws is a shark.
Yeah.
Man is a man.
Right.
But both are lurking. You don't see them. It's just the suspense of them just being slightly out of reach.
When was the last time you saw
Bambi?
Yeah, Bambi.
I could tell you right now, actually.
Ben is retrieving Bambi from his complete. Is that a complete Disney collection, Ben? Yeah. It's a complete Disney collection of movies on Blu-ray and DVD. And he's checking out the box now. He's examining it to see. Presumably, he marked down the last time he watched it. As I like to imagine, Ben has a list that he keeps track of methodically of when he watches these films throughout the years, and he's got a schedule that he abides by. He's got to write down name of film, date, and the consistency of bowel movement that day. Jesus Christ! And that is what the list entails, to keep track of when Ben has last watched Bambi. Okay. What's the verdict?
The verdict is either I'm retarded, so it has been a minute.
Okay.
But 2016.
How do you know that? Is that when you bought the movie?
So I looked at when the date of when the movie came out.
Yeah.
And then I know that from the time of when that movie came out on Blu-ray, I've watched it in our Disney movie countdowns, because Anisha and I do a Disney movie countdown every time we go to a Disney park.
Oh.
And so we do like a Disney movie every day. And so that's in the list. And it was in the list consistently up through 2016.
Wow. How about that? Is it a good movie?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
And it kind of changed the game in terms of like animated film history. The way they brought live animals, live deer into the animation studio so that they could really analyze how they moved, so they could translate that over into the animation. Like Bambi walks like a deer. They all walk like deer are supposed to walk.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I love that.
They flee like they're supposed to flee. If they come across man and they got a dip, hope they look like that in the movie.
Yeah.
They get blasted by man, they fall down like they get blasted by man.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty dang cool, man. That's the draft. That's it. That's a Rizap. It's a wrap. You know what that means.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
You hear that music?
It's time.
Man.
It's time.
Sun's getting real low, big guy.
It's time, buddy.
We're doing a duel, not at high noon, but at dusk.
Dusk duel. Dusk duel.
I've had my evening cappuccino, and I've oiled up my finger rockets. Ready to do this.
Okay. He's ready to do this, ladies and gentlemen. But am I ready to do this?
The answer's no.
I'm always ready to do this shit because I'm always winning. Let's do it. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, there's that whip. That's a good whip, baby.
Yeah, there we go.
Number 1, Auto versus Sabor. AI versus Natural Predator. we evolved to beat these predators with our minds. Tarzan does it, and he barely got a little pointy rock. But Otto's advanced. He hijacked a ship for generations. Thousands of years. This dude's bad. He's got no emotions, only cold intentions. Otto for the win.
Man, I'm going to have to disagree with that. Dude, Sabor narked and ate, consumed, presumably, Tarzan's parents. It is only because Tarzan grew up in the jungle that he was able to beat Sabor in hand-to-hand combat. Claw-to-hand combat, I should say. And an AI, I mean, we control AI. We program them. Just pull the wires out. Pull the plug on it. It's fine.
That didn't really work in WALL-E. Can't really just pull the plug.
I mean, everything worked out in the end.
And I mean, Sabor's just attacking flesh bags. They didn't know that he was a threat. That's like going out on a hike and then you just get kind of got by a bear. You didn't know it was going to happen. It just happens.
Yeah.
That's the clock.
I mean, it's nature, baby,
Sabor
but nature is
avoidable. Otto is not.
Dude, Sabor is
Otto is getting you fat so you can't even walk, son. Like, come on.
Also, are they recycling people into those drinks they're drinking?
If it's happening because of Otto.
Yeah, but Otto was programmed to do that. Humans programmed him to do that.
Dude. But I don't know. He can go against his programming in some capacity because he's able to go against the captain. Mm-hmm. You know who the real captain is of this team, though? Percival C. McLeach. He's a bad motherfucker. He cages kids. He'll kill kids. He poaches animals. Big, beautiful, free animals. He's a bad guy.
I agree. I mean, Sheriff of Nottingham is a real piece of shit. But ultimately, Percival C. McLeach, I mean, engaged in what you would call human trafficking. And then was going to feed a child to saltwater crocodiles. So you win that one.
That's a whipping, boy. That's a whipping. You know where else I won? Stinky Pete. Stinky Pete, especially in this round 3 matchup. Stinky Pete versus Lampwick. Lampwick, he doesn't even have any freaking airtime in the movie. He's not a freaking villain. He's just a compatriot of Pinocchio. Stinky Pete is a driving force in Toy Story 2. He's actively working against Woody. He does not want Woody to get back to his loved ones. He doesn't want him to go back with his friends. He does everything in his power to manipulate and prevent Woody from getting forward. He even rips his arm with cold-hearted intent. I'm telling you, he could just hack you to pieces. Stinky Pete is evil.
Lampwick is everything the DARE program warned you about. Lampwick peer-pressured Pinocchio into gambling, saying naughty words, smoking, and hitting the hooch. Okay? He turned Pinocchio into a drunken child. He through peer pressure, and did that to others too, countless others, thus causing them to be turned into donkeys to be used in slave labor. Why donkeys? I don't know. I guess because you make an ass of yourself. Nice one, Disney, with the pun. Lampwick, he's peer pressure incarnate. That's real scary. That's an underrated villain.
Lampwick was in 3.85% of the movie. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. 3.85.
Hey, underrated villain. You know what? That 3.85%, that's meaningful.
There are only 2 characters who have less screen time than him. The Blue Fairy and the Coachman. The fish has more time than him.
Well, the
fish, Cleo, Stromboli, Gideon, Monstro, Honest John, Figaro, Geppetto, Jiminy Cricket, and obviously Pinocchio all have more time. All the real villains.
Hey, you wanted underrated? I gave you underrated.
Should have picked Stromboli.
I gave you underrated.
You know the most underrated is man. Man is slept on. Man is the ultimate force that destroys all, and that carries over into the real world. Man kind of sucks. We kind of suck, but we make great podcasts.
We do. We make great podcasts. Now, I have to disagree with your take.
I have to disagree
with man being a force of evil and Bambi. Man eliminated wolves, which are, the natural predator of deer, and also bears as well. Again, natural predator of deer. Grizzly bears specifically. And so man is necessary to maintain the ecosystem and make sure deer don't breed themselves into a panicky state of recklessness in the ecosystem. So we have to we have to conserve the environment by eating and consuming deer, by controlling their populations. What happened to Bambi's mother is unfortunate, and but you know, it's illegal too. I don't think you're allowed to shoot a doe. Now that I'm actually talking my way through this, I think
Yes, like you're trying to make an argument that man isn't a villain, but man is categorized as a villain. It is the villain of Bambi. You look up villain of Bambi,
it's man.
Man is villain.
But
man is bad.
This guy might have just,
No, you don't get to make up some other force for the bad guy. You could say that for any of them. Like, you know what? Because I tried to do the same thing with Lampwick, and you were like, yeah, he's a victim, but technically all bad guys are victims.
That's not true. Not all bad guys are victims.
Hey, I'm just saying what you said.
No, I said that earlier, but it's not true. It's not true. Demona, dude, she's genocidal.
The music's been stopped for like 40 seconds.
She'll kill her own people and she'll kill humans just to achieve her goals. She's on some sort of like Hitler level of
and Hitler
evil.
was a man.
But Demona is a gargoyle, so who's the real monster? Who's the real monster?
Okay. Well, you know what?
So anyway, I won that.
Okay. You know what? You can tell us who won because that is a zap.
That's
we are
right.
done here.
Yes, please email us at mountdraftmore. That's mtdraftmore@gmail.com. If you have any questions, concerns, tips, tips on, you know, how I might get better at my chess game, for instance. We'll read it on the air.
What? We'll read your chess advice on air.
Yeah, we'll read it on air. You know, if you have any tips for how Ben should better categorize his Disney rewatches, please let us know. And let us know if you like the episode. Anything else that we should say, Ben?
You know what? That's it. I think Dylan got it. We got you covered here. Thanks again for listening, y'all. You know what it is. This is Draft Snacks. We always appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to listen to us because time is valuable, more valuable than anything. So thanks for being the man or the woman
or the person.
Thanks for being the person.
Yeah.
Thanks for being that guy who dedicates their time to this awesome podcast.
We love you. Have yourselves a safe day.
Awesome. Take care. Peace.